Good night. How everyone doing tonight? God is good and God is good all the time. My name is Irma J. Spiritual Divine. I'm here to give you a word on today. The story gonna come from First King chapter 18 through 1 through 15. And the name of the title is gonna be Elijah and Obadiah. Now this gonna be part two. Remember Elijah helped the widow and her son. And they ate every day. They ate every day until God sent rain into their land. So now part two gonna be about the rain about to come. Gonna be about the drought, and it's gonna also be about these two leaders that is very faithful to God. Now remember, the land was the widow where she was at. They had no rain. They had no rain, but God supplied her that she was gonna eat every day. They were gonna have food every day. That her supplies will not run out. So the Lord came to Elijah. Go and represent yourself to Ahab, and I will send rain on the land. Now the widow was eating every day until God sent rain. So now God about to send the rain. So famine was severe in Samaria, and Ahab had summoned Obadiah, Obadiah, who was in charge of the palace. Now he was devoted, believer in the Lord. Now he believed in the law. He served the Lord since he was a child. He said. So while Jezebel was killing off the law prophet, Obadiah, he decided to hit about 100 prophets. He hid them in a cage, and he also supplied food and water for them. So not only he supplied the food and the water for the prophet that he hid, he also was looking for the grass, some grass, for the feed the animals so they can live, so they can stay alive. So he was a good man. He was a good man, a good man of God. Now, Jezebel, he just wanted to kill all the prophets. He wanted to kill all the prophets. And so by Obey was a good man. He hid him, so he won't kill him. So he took care of them. He had them in a cage, and he gave them supplies, food, and water. He made sure they was okay. Okay, so Ahab, now he wants to look for grass. So now Ahab is Balaam master. So he told him to go out and look for the grass for the animals to make sure they stay alive. So now Obadiah, he was walking along and he saw Elijah. And Elijah met with him. So Obadiah recognized him and he bowed down to the ground. You know. So Elijah told him, go let your master know I'm here. So he just left his master. He's saying he's scared of Ahab because Ahab is married to Jezebel. So he was scared of his own master. So he pretty much didn't want to go tell Ahab that Elijah was here looking for him. Because his wife is the one is killing all the prophets. So Elijah said, go and tell your master I'm here. So he's making all kind of excuses because he really didn't want to go and let his master know that Elijah was here. So Ahab is married to Jezebel, the one who killing all the prophets. So I don't know why she feel like she wants to kill all the prophets. At the beginning, the law came to Elijah and told him to go represent yourself to Ahab. So that's why now he looking for Ahab to let him know what the Lord told him to tell him. So Obed is letting Elijah know that he been a servant of the Lord since he was young. So that he did something. So he let Elijah know. That he was a prophet. That he served God since he was a child. And he also let Elijah know he did a good deed. that he the one hid the prophets, so Jezebel won't kill him. He hid 100 prophets. He also told him he fed him and take care of him. So he letting Elijah know the good deed that he did. So Elijah said he will surely represent himself to Ahab today. Because it's a message that come from God. Told him to go represent yourself to Ahab. So now we see that these two men of God is good prophets. Good prophets of God, good leaders. Because Elijah always pop up when drought comes. Help the situation out. Help widows. He always help. And God always comes to him and let him know he gonna take the rain or he gonna give rain. And Elijah's the man that he always calls. So, and then Obadiah, we see he's a good prophet. You know, Jezebel killing all the prophets, so he hurry up and hit 100 of them, so they won't get killed. So the package really is about being faithful to God. These two was two faithful guys. Every time God comes to Elijah gonna do exactly what God tell him to do. And then Obadiah, he is a faithful servant. He been serving God since he was a young child. So the theme is drought and rain. As the land of Israel, including the king, suffered under the drought, the Lord sent for Elias to bring about the crisis and then the solution to the conflict. Because he always tell Elijah to go where they got drought at. So Elijah can help him in the drought. So Obadiah was a faithful man of God. And when he learned Jezebel was killing the prophet, he hurried up and hid 100 of them. So he not only just hid them, he supplied them with food and water. He also supplied the grass for the animals. He wanted to make sure the animals live. So not only he took care of the prophet, he went and looked everywhere for grass for the animals. So that's what you call a good prophet, a good leader. And he been serving God for a long time. So Elijah was looking for Ahab at the end because at the beginning the Lord told him to go represent himself to Ahab. So this pack was about being faithful, being faithful to God. Being faithful to God, and we see Obadiah. He was a very faithful leader. You know, he heard about Jezebel wants to kill all the prophets. He hurried up and hit 100 so he won't kill them. So he just jumped in and just started doing what he felt was best for him to do. And Elijah, he's a good man of God. He also been serving God for quite a while too. And he always help out with drought. God gonna always come to him. Let him know when they're not gonna have rain. Let him know when he about to give them rain. Elijah always the man to pop up to help for the solution. He helped the widow. He helped her. He helped another widow just had on her, and she needed to pay her bills. He had to fill up all the jars up and told her to go sell it. She made enough money to pay her bills. And then the one I just read yesterday, day before yesterday, he helped this other widow and her son. He helped her to bake cake and stuff like that. Told her that she gonna eat every day. And then after all the miracle happened, then her son took sick. So Elijah is a man that always pop up and he will help. He will help in need in a drought. He an expert in helping in that department. So I will hope y'all enjoy this word on today. And remember, always be faithful to God because God always looking for faithful prophets. And these two good prophets right here, because God always called Elijah to do assignment, and he always do it. And then obey. He automatically just jump and do what needs to be done. So I hope y'all have a blessed night, and I see you on the next video.